pledge allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you call the roll, please?
Cruz?
Here.
Dale Kalinowski?
Here.
Shirley Ball here. Terry Walker?
Here.
Ruth Scarra? Here. Brian Cruz?
Here.
Tom Kuczynski?
Here. Okay, on consideration of approval of the meeting agenda for tonight, on the meeting agenda, we have under communications and announcements a letter from David Wilson, certified public accountant, dated May of 2016. Item B is a letter dated April 28th from Mike Moran, the risk control representative with Michigan Township Participating Plan. Item C is June 2016 Lagoon Creek project proposal prepared by Lieutenant Steve Pizzala, a volunteer. Under department and committee reports, we have A, the water department report, Wade Trim monthly report, the water quality report. Item B is the fire department report. Item C, zoning administrator's report. Item D, planning commission. Under that, item 1 is request for proposals to update Article 55 General Commercial District through Tamara Boswinka, DDA Director. Item E is elections committee report. Item F is the personnel committee report. We have one item there to deal with. That's consideration of approval of the personnel committee's recommendation to hire Tammy Shumke for the part-time office staff position at a rate of $10.25 per hour. With a proposed starting date of July 11th. Item G is the PEG Commission report. Item H is the Downtown Development Authority report. I, the sewer project. Under that we have item number 1, a review of a draft sewer ordinance prepared by Todd Township DDA attorney Eric Williams. And then under new business, we have item A, consideration of the presented 614 of 16 bid in the amount of $1,600 received from Lynn Peterson, offering to purchase the 1971 American Fire apparatus from the Fire Township Fire Department. Does anyone have any additions or deletions to the meeting agenda for tonight? Well, I haven't a motion yet. Nobody else has an addition. I do have one addition. We'll move on under new business. Item B, and that is the contract proposal from Cummins Bridgeway, maintenance contract for our 3 generators in the township. So if you'll add that to item B under new business. And if no one else has any additions, then I would entertain a motion for approval.
I'll second.
Motion by Cruz, second by Kalinowski to approve the meeting agenda for tonight. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consideration of approval of the consent agenda for tonight. Under the consent agenda, we have A, minutes of the special board meeting held June 13th of 2016. B, the financial report. C, we have the approval of the township general fund expenditures, including the fire department, and those are checks numbered 33596 through 33673, with accounts payable totaling $56,024.67 and payroll totaling $12,389.39 for a grand total of $68,414.06. Item D is approval of the water department expenditure checks 2262 through 2274 totaling $29,609.11. Any changes to the consent agenda for tonight? If not, I would entertain a motion for approval.
I'll motion to approve the
Support.
Motion by Scarra, support by Machinsky to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Under communications and announcements, are there any of those three items you would like to bring up for discussion at this point?
Only, I would like to ask about the letter from risk control, some of those provisions, have those been discussed with the building and grounds yet?
Building and grounds did not meet last month, so they have not been discussed yet. They will be at the next meeting. We did have discussion about doing an inspection of the sidewalks and kind of prioritizing for repair. We did have that discussion, which is one of the items in risk management, but the rest of it, no. But he has done an inspection of the playground equipment, filled out the form on that.
And the lighting in the rec center, is
That's-
that handled yet?
No,
It's
that'll
just a
be,
matter of buying the light.
yeah, pretty much. We'll bring that up with building and grounds.
Just check that.
Yeah.
Is there a timeline on this?
No.
No. And those are, those, most of that is recommendations, but we certainly, there's good recommendations that we want to try to comply with to remove any potential liability issues down the road.
I have a question on the Lagoon Creek.
Yeah, I wanted to discuss that.
Okay. If we're going to discuss it, then we'll let it go.
Pardon me?
If we're going to discuss it, we'll let it go until we get to that.
Well, I just wanted to share with you discussions I had with this Steve Pizzala. He's the jail administrator for the county, and basically, he's an individual in the township that uses the park a great deal. And we had some discussions last winter about some things that he could maybe provide through the jail to take care of his due. And so we met out there at Lagoon Creek about 3 weeks ago and talked about some of those things, and he did a little PowerPoint just to provide the information. But basically, it would be using prisoners' labor to do things like trail maintenance, overhanging branches, trimming roots, protruding, cutting wood, helping to get rid of some of the automata out there that's just overtaking the park. Those kinds of things is what he discussed. And, the only cost we would have would be, to provide them with, like some pruners and things like that.
It's a good deal. So I would worry if it was another way. I was thinking somebody would come along and tell us we should be doing this and that, and now trying to correct it.
Yeah. And we have gotten, I think you saw the letter from an individual, nice letter, again, how much they enjoy the park, pointing out some things that need to be done. And I'd already had these discussions, like I say, last winter with Steve Pizzala, and then also, I think I spoke with you earlier concerning a young man that just graduated from Manistee High and is going into the service at the end of the summer and wants to work on his Eagle Scout badge, completed before he goes. And I've had discussions with him about doing some work at our parks and at like spreading chips on the trails, painting picnic tables. Now in Oak Hill Park, there'd be not just painting some tables and benches, but there's some that need some repair. And my last discussion with him, he has to actually produce something. He can do all that stuff and would like to do that, but he has to produce something. And so I said, well, we do have, and I don't recall now, I think it's a
Next for the Eagle project?
yeah, but there is even a venture at picnic table on the park up here that pretty much is beyond repairing. Some of the boards are rotten and everything, so might just give him that as a project, something that he can build and to qualify for his merit badge. And then talking with John this morning, we found out that there was a bench at the park that was broken this past weekend.
We should look at our parks for invasive species too.
Pardon me?
Invasive species in all the parks. We should look at.
Well, Magoon particularly, we're looking at autumn olive. And yeah, there's a lot of it.
Cause I got it on my property and all.
Yeah,
So it's going on everywhere.
yeah.
Do you need a motion for expenses on this one?
Well, will there be a contract written up? The jail and us, what they would do and what we would provide? Does it require anything like that?
From discussions I had with him and then with Richard Wilson, it doesn't sound like we need a contract. With this group, we really don't need much of anything other than to provide them a few basic tools. What he said they would like is to have, for example, a tree pruner. But to be able to keep it right there in the locker, locked up at the jail, so they can just go and do it, not have to come and get our pruner and everything. I don't think that requires board approval.
Not the pruner, but probably the whole overall ordeal would be something to approve.
Well, and I'm fine with that. You know, if the board wants to approve this project through the jail, I told Steve I would be getting back to him after this board meeting.
What kind of money does the board feel we would need, like to buy paint, to buy boards for replacing the picnic table? Should we do a $500 limit?
Well, that would be for the scouts.
Tie it all together, it's all our parks.
Sure.
It's all for our park, you know, no matter who does it.
Sure.
Getting done.
But now you've got two different people going to the store at a different time and not knowing if they've
No,
exceeded the limit.
Probably what I'll do is I'll have John make the purchases.
All right.
I've already talked to John about the paint because we want to match it up with what we've got.
So what do we call
Well,
this?
Scout has to do it.
Project with
Magoon Creek
Improvement.
improvement.
proposed by the sheriff's office?
Yeah, by the Madison County Sheriff's Office.
The scout has to write it all up and then it must be approved by council
By the Scout Council. Right.
before you can. And they'd like to, you know, him to go out and get some of the money himself if we want to help with it. It's a good thing too.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the point. I figured I would be meeting with either the
Because they should have
Boy
the
Scout.
scoutmaster come with them and talk.
yeah, either the Scoutmaster or the Assistant Scoutmaster. And they all, you know, the boys that will be working on it, the young men that will be working on it, they'll have to sign off on a liability waiver and that sort of thing.
Because I sit on a lot of legal boards.
So where do we at?
It's a good way to go.
I made a motion.
Tom made a motion.
To approve the presented McCook Creek project proposal
Yeah.
by the Madison County Sheriff's Office.
For right now,
Provide
$500 limit
funds.
on the expenditures to buy.
Is there a liability
Purchase
waiver
room.
on that too?
Uh,
Those guys coming in.
Well, obviously not, if
No.
there's no
No, Richard.
contract needed.
You know, Richard told me that, you know, as long as they're supervised, of course, you know, talking with Steve about it too, it's,
See, with the prisoners, we used to have them paint the auto shop and everything else.
We used to have the prisoners from Camp
Yeah,
South.
we would have the
But-
paint there, and we would have
yeah,
supervision.
from the jail or from
Camp
Camp
South.
South? Yeah.
From Saddle into jail.
And this is probably a little bit different category, like Steve said, you know, we'll have guys in there that are in there for driving on a suspended license, stuff like that. That might be in there for a few days and would just as soon be out doing something like this as to, you know,
And provide funds not to exceed a certain limit.
yeah.
Okay. represent the Magoon Creek project proposal by the Manistee County Sheriff's Office and provide funds not to exceed $500.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Who is the motioner?
Okay, motion by Tom Machinsky, second by Bruce Garrett to approve the,
What?
Oh, did you second it?
You seconded it, I'm just sitting there.
Oh.
to approve the Magoon Creek project with the undertaken by the Manistee County Sheriff's Office to make improvements at Magoon Creek. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay, public comment. Public comment tonight.
How's the house demo coming?
We were back in court, and I don't recall the date now in June. I want to say the 20th. And they evidently were in the process of securing another bid, or had secured another bid, as Lynn shared with me. So the judge gave them another 30 days to get that bid and to get the work done. And I checked Lynn's calendar when I came in this morning to see if she had anything on there about that, and she didn't. So, and she's on vacation until she'll be back next Monday. And Lynn and I had discussions about it, Al, and I can't remember now exactly what she said for the date. So
The court did give them another extension, but there was
there were some stipulations on
a
it.
stipulation that they had to sign admitting liability or something along those lines. So with that extension came something to us too. So I don't really remember the dates,
Yep.
but it's coming.
And I think, if memory serves me too, we did ask to have the citation served and approved.
There was a
so
dollar
that-
amount,
yeah.
a fund that
So that at least we're getting something
Right.
to cover a part of the expenses that we're incurring.
Because the grass hasn't been cut, and before the grass started growing, we don't know if someone came and dumped a bag of garbage and trash in the yard, and then there's a lot of like tree lights from the trees that were taken down by tree cutters in the area. I mean, the yard is a total mess, and when it gets hot and humid like this, you walk past there, it's nasty.
Well, I haven't been by it for about 3 or 4 weeks now. I did drive by it 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they must have dumped all the trash since that point in time, or else I just didn't notice it, because I don't remember
It's in
seeing
the deep
it.
grass, it's just little stuff in the deep grass,
Okay.
like bottles and cans.
Okay. So we're still working on it, Dell.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and the problem is too, we've had a change in attorneys for us working on it. And then to compound that, they've hired an attorney that didn't have any of the background on it. And Lynn tried to fill both attorneys in to the fact of, what we've been dealing with for the number of years we've been dealing with it, and I think that the attorney for the Lytles he's pushing them from what Lynn tells me, discussions that she's heard him have with them, like, no, you can't, there's no way you can rebuild, it needs to come down, you need to make a decision. So there's been some progress. I know it's not enough. I was questioned on that yesterday by another resident in the neighborhood. So it's, we're not forgetting about it, believe me. It's just trying to work through the courts. Okay? Anything else? Public comment. Okay, then moving on to department and committee reports, you have in your packet the monthly report from Wade Trim, along with the 2015 water quality report, which was published in the paper. Item B, fire department report. Ron?
Well, for the month of June, we had 22 calls for service. 17 of those were medical calls, 1 structure fire, 1 gas odor, 2 car accidents, and 1 search and rescue. We continue to respond as needed. The grant, I received a call yesterday from the Pennsylvania from the grant people that are doing the review. They just started reviewing the grant, and she asked for a couple different pieces of information, and when I scanned and sent it to her electronically, she said it didn't come out very good. They couldn't read everything, so I went in today and redid the grant and resent it, so we should be all set. It was changed from $45,000 to $50,000. If you remember, we originally talked about $150,000, and they were disappointed that we weren't spending all the money, which surprised me quite a bit. Apparently that makes it a little harder for them because then they have to figure out what they're going to do with it or return it to the treasury. So, we have an application in to the fire department from Mr. Matt Falk. He's 32 years old, lives on Filer City Road with his family. He works full-time as a mechanic supervisor for Allied Waste. Once we have him trained, he would be available during the day, which is where we are the shortest right now. He's a good candidate because he's local resident, his family lives here, got a good job, and he's very enthusiastic. So I would like to add him to the department if we can.
As firefighter or
Yes.
EMS?
Firefighter, he will eventually be, after this fall, he will be probably medical as well. He'll actually take his medical before his fire class, but he will be a firefighter to start out with.
Firefighter 1?
Yes.
Ron, what will this bring the roster up to?
I think that'll bring us up to 23. We're losing, we lost Vince Majeski. Vince is gone on leave of absence to the state police. He may very well come back to us for, depending on where he gets stationed. His intentions, he hopes to get into Hart Post, and then he would still live in Manistee and would stay on our department. So right now he's on leave of absence. Brandon Shannon, one of our young guys, he's leaving for the Air Force, so we're going to see him. So this would be a good replacement for him.
Well, it sounds like, from your description of Matt Falk, employed locally, family, it sounds like this is one that might.
Yes, it's a good job. He's a good candidate. I'd like to have.
I'll make the motion that we go ahead and add him to the roster.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Kolonowski, seconded by Cruz, to approve putting Matt Falk on the fire department's roster. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Ron. And before you leave tonight, I just got an email today from Brian Sousa with some information on the survey.
Oh, good. Okay.
So, talk to you after the meeting.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, item C, you have a report from Len, our zoning administrator, in your packet. A little bit of activity the past month. The one that I find interesting is the special use permit for the auto parts store. O'Reilly, right across the street from.
Oh, another one.
And another one, did we have one there before, like an auto zone or something one time?
Yeah, well, so.
I don't think it was there. We went through,
Oh,
we found
yeah.
the history on the
Wait a minute here,
there.
oh, wait a
Was
minute.
a vitamin connection,
Yeah.
used to be made with video.
A few other things in there, but I don't recall.
We had something else just down from there, I know we did, and it wasn't there. What was that?
Well, we had the lube,
The loop
Right.
place, that's closed.
Right.
and that's part of this, but
Yeah, they're gonna just use the new
part of the
building.
parcel, they're just gonna use the,
What did they do with the loop?
Nothing
nothing
at this
right now.
point.
that,
Well, maybe if they get that in there, we can.
okay, item D, you have the minutes in your packet of the planning commission meeting. Shirley, is there anything you want to add? That?
No, but as you can see, that public hearing was for O'Reilly Auto Parts. And the planners gave a go-ahead for that. So the formal paperwork will be coming back to them in July for meeting to sign. We'll still continue on with the sign ordinance. There were more revisions again, and that went back to be woven into the ordinance, and that'll come back hopefully for the last time, and we can go forth on that. You see here that they mentioned a request for proposal to update certain parts of the zoning ordinance. That's your number 1 under planning commission here. And that has to do with this letter here from Tamara dated April 21st.
Yeah, that's just the business district then, right?
Right. And a lot of, part of this anyway, is having to do with adding mixed use to the downtown development in order to maybe get housing in there and capture certain kinds of grant funds. So it's something that needs to be done right away, because I think after going to that housing committee meeting that I went to last week at the hospital, maybe the funding will be changing to different kinds of grants, but the planners just would like you to be aware that we need to maybe in the future budget some money for something like this. And get some kind of a planning group like Mead Hunt, and Hunt has always done our master plans and our strategic plans. You know, they're a good one that would be able to give us a quote on doing something like that, so we decide what it is that we want.
Did you or Tom, did either of you attend that out at the hospital?
I didn't. I'm sure we were the only one.
Okay.
And the developer that came was Matt Hollander, and that was Joe Hollander's son from the Horizon Point and Reeds Park Village. And it was a Mishta. He is dealing hopefully with Mishta, because you know that's something that they always have, but Mishta's got very strict regulations as to who they give money to. So
What do they want to do to Article 55?
well, they want to change it to maybe allow mixed use. And mixed use is a type of a zoning category that has more than just commercial. It would allow things like residential, maybe even like light industrial. It's a bunch of different things all in one little area.
It kind of fit in with the 31 corridor
Yeah.
plans.
And it's all very, very early to be thinking about what even that would be. So it's just kind of what you want to notice that maybe someday, maybe in the next budget or something, we would have to look at funding.
I know we, in that industrial tour that we went on last month, you know, we all heard the message that we need to have young people trained for the trades and so forth. There's there's just not enough of that when they look to begin hiring. And I know we had, I had some discussions probably 8 to 12 months ago with Tamara about Baker College possibly having an interest in coming into the township with some sort of a, small branch that would provide trades kinds of training, and that would fit in for our industrial base here. It would fit in with our 31 corridor plan, but again, it would require probably some tweaking on that.
Maybe, yeah, if that is something that would be coming. So we really don't know until we get farther down the path what we would have to change to.
Yeah.
So at the housing meeting, they talked about affordable housing being 30% of your wages, and to be able to buy a house, they had graphs and everything there. That oftentimes people can't afford to buy a house with the wages that are earned, so you need affordable housing, which actually is subsidized housing. Anyway, more to come.
Yeah. Item E is the elections committee. Your minutes from the elections committee are there. Tom, Shirley, or Dean, do you want to add anything to that?
Well, only that we trained the election inspectors, and as you probably saw in the paper, that was over 200 people. So there's a lot in the county that come together on election day and do this. So we've got that under our belt.
Now we have to do the machine now.
The AccuVote machine's been tested, that's fine. The AutoMark will be later on this month when I get the chip.
Okay, item F is personnel committee, and item 1, we need to consider approval of the personnel committee's recommendation on hiring a part-time staff person. And we have minutes of all the meetings that were held in conjunction with that. And if you look at the minutes from the last meeting, you see the recommendation that was put forth by the personnel committee to hire Tammy Shimke for part-time staff, office staff person at a rate of $10.25 per hour. And we would like her to start July 11th, and I got a note from Lynn asking me to make sure that she could work all of next week, every day from, and I don't recall the hours, but I would
1:30 to 4:30.
1:30 to 4:30. So if the board approves that, I will contact her to make sure she's available every day of those hours.
Also, we may want to add like a 90-day trial thing, and then if she does well after 90 days, we might want to consider giving her a raise.
Yeah, we had talked about that. I forgot about that.
We talked about it at the meeting, but then we forgot to add that in.
Yeah, so if you want to incorporate that into a motion that, after a 90-day trial period, if it's working well, we would consider a pay bump.
I'll make the motion.
And I think, what did we discuss on that? Was it a quarter?
We didn't really discuss how much, but
Just a possible pay increase.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a motion by Hachinsky, second by Cruz to approve the
Brian. Brian Cruz.
Brian Cruz, yeah. Oh, I wonder why you were looking at me kind of quizzing. Brian
I just
Cruz
have to listen where the sound comes from.
to approve the recommendation of the personnel committee to hire Tammy Shimke for a part-time office staff position at a rate of $10.25 per hour with a 90-day trial period, at which time we would consider a bump in pay. Is that basically your motion, Tom?
Exactly. Couldn't have put it better myself.
Any discussion? Okay. You want to do a roll call on that, Shirley?
Sure. Bruce Dean?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Paul? Yes. Walker?
Yes.
Brian Cruz?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Kalinowski?
Yes.
Okay, item G, under reports is the PEG Commission report. And let's see, I guess you're it now. No,
I'm.
no, neither one of you.
No, one of them.
It was, I think I'm it.
Okay, Keith, you want to give a short report?
Keith, you're it.
Speaking of that, we need another member from Fowler Township to join the PEG Commission. That's kind of a requirement of the city. I'm not sure how firm that is, but it really should be someone from the township to represent the commission for you guys. Something else, the minor sports events at Triathlon, which will be taking place, I think, toward the end of July or the front end of August, and they'll be sending me the videos of that event. It's from ages, I think, 11 to 18, and it's a great event. They hold it every year. I'm not sure. Also, I'll be working with Brian Vane, who is a video instructor at the high school. He has purchased a drone with a GoPro camcorder on it from the prize monies they got for the commercials the kids did. They won $1,500, and plus the kid that was the winner got $500 for herself too. But the class got $1,500. That's pretty much all I have, unless you have any questions.
Okay, thanks, Keith.
Yep.
H, the DDA, you have the minutes in your packet. The DDA meetings. Any questions or comments there? Item I, the sewer project. Spoke with Eric Williams today, and he is in contact with the city's attorney working on the transfer of ownership of the pipes that connect the businesses that are currently connected to the city, transferring ownership to the township so that they can be part of the special assessment district. Also, he is working on the required hookup ordinance that rural development requires us to have, and he sent basically, and it has to be compatible with the city, so he basically took the city's mandatory sewer connection ordinance and incorporated a little bit of township language into it that he got from other townships. Sent that to the city for their review, and at this point just wanted to, he sent me an attachment also, and so I printed that out. I did not make copies for everybody because it's around 50 pages, 50-some pages long, as I recall. But that's available. You know, you can read it at your leisure. It's, like Eric said, it's boring reading. A lot of legalese in it. But anyway, at this point, he just wanted us to be aware of that. So. And that the only concern that he has, the issue he has with it is that is the mandatory. The city's, I think, is a 2-year window to hook up, and he wasn't sure if rural development would be okay with that. He said they might require a 1 year, Well, then in talking with Blake Smith, we found out that they require a 90-day window for hookup. So that was, we had that discussion at DDA meeting today, and we're going to try to get a little more information on that from Brian Sousa. So, but I have that sample ordinance that you can come in and take a look at your leisure, take it home, and if you're having trouble falling asleep at night, take it home and read it. Okay, new business. We have consideration of the presented bid from June 14th in the amount of $1,600 received from Lynn Peterson, offering to purchase the 1971 American fire apparatus from the Filer Township Fire Department.
Just so you know, Lynn Peterson is not my daughter. So I have a daughter named Lynn.
This is a man.
Well, just so everybody knows that that's not my daughter. Well,
He's from Ludington.
yeah. So
This is Lynn E.
don't want to just want to make sure people know.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't think we're going to do any better than that. It's going to get another life working in an orchard, so that's better than having it over
I don't think that's a good deal.
to be scrapped.
If you're satisfied, we should be too.
Yeah.
If you're satisfied, I'm satisfied. It's good to have a little life.
In case I would entertain a motion to approve or accept this bid.
I so moved.
I'll second.
Okay, motion by D. Cruz, second by Koloneski to approve the bid for purchase of the 1971 American fire apparatus for $1,600 in the amount of $1,600 from Lynn Peterson. Any further discussion?
If you move it out of the fire.
Imagine you guys are happy to get rid of it.
No, they want to store it there for a couple of years.
Yeah, we could have them, after you notify them, we could have them call me and make arrangements
That's a good.
to get it out of there.
Okay.
Ball, yes. Dean Cruz?
Yes.
Walker?
Yes.
Brian Cruz?
Yes.
Darrell?
Yes.
Koloneski?
Yes.
Yes.
I tell everybody you're my uncle.
What do you think, Gail? Should we make her say D. Koloneski and keep?
It's gonna happen.
They do, they do.
Ron, you want me to get in touch with him and have him get in touch with you? Is that what you said?
Yeah, he'll need to get a hold, he has my number right now because he called me. He
Okay.
sent that letter.
Okay.
But I don't have his number to call him.
I've got it here.
If you want to call him and tell him that he did get the bid, probably should hear that from you.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll have him get in touch with you to make arrangements for the pickup.
And then, surely should have the title.
Surely you've got the title?
Yep.
Okay, item B, Cummins Bridgeway, I put in front of you a bid that came, Cheryl sent to me this afternoon for maintenance agreement on our 3 generators, well 4 generator, the fire department's generator and our generator behind the hall. And the total amount of that bid, and it's for a 1-year maintenance agreement contract, 1 year at $989.73. And before the meeting, well, I looked at Ed's file, and he had a quote in here from Cummins Bridgeway for a 5-year contract in the amount of $2,344.51, but that was dated 2015, and so I couldn't remember. I remember that we voted on a contract with Cummins Bridgeway, and so I asked Shirley, she pulled it up, and we did just do a 1-year contract. When they gave us that 5-year bid, we opted for a 1-year contract. Compared the numbers in that bid, and they're identical to the numbers in this one on a per year basis, so they haven't raised their rates at all.
The 5-year
well
contract.
4 is a $483 amount, and then the fire hall in the township $3 each, so. What was your question, Tom?
The 5-year lease, the 5-year agreement was at what price?
The one that was submitted March of 2015, and I didn't have time to study this, it was $2,344.51, but I'm trying to see if this was, if all 3 generators were listed on it.
I guess I'm curious why we can go with a 5-year deal. It's certainly less money.
Yeah, I remember we had some discussion about it at the time, but
If we're going to get the same service,
Are you sure that's for the same equipment?
well, that's what it's standby generator.
Where?
Okay, yeah, this is just for well 4s. So, in well 4 is at 483, so 5, 2,000, okay, 2,400,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, 5
Yeah.
years of just the water.
just well 4.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, that's what
And
the deal
if
is.
we multiply this out by 5, it's going to be, we would save about $100 by going with a 5-year.
And somebody might get wrong later and give us a better deal.
Yeah. So this contract is for all 3 generators that we have, well 4, fire hall, and the generator that we have here. And you can see,
Does this mean that they'll come and change the oil for us and put it in a
Well-
filter? And
you've got to read the planned equipment maintenance agreement, what's covered in that, and the terms and conditions, scope of services.
okay.
But the reason this is so late coming out, she called last week and left a message on my phone in the office, and of course I was out of cell reception and everything last week up in Canada, so I didn't get the message until I came in the office this morning, so I called her and wasn't able to make contact and asked her to send me an email with the contract, the quote and everything. And so she did that this afternoon, and that's what I have to give you. So it did expire. The contract has expired. She was dealing with Ed on that contract, of course, before, and when she tried to make contact with Ed unsuccessfully, then she called me, and but like I said, I was gone. So
This is a full service.
This is a full service with the inspection, looks like it's all one. That's
yeah,
everything.
and that's what I thought we had before with them. So, but I just before the DDA meeting, I opened this up, printed it out, so I haven't really read it. But if you look it over and you vouch that it's full service and you're okay with it, then we can act on it tonight and get coverage.
Yeah, it's all on. I'll make the motion, we go ahead with this contract. I think it looks pretty good.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion by Falinowski, second by Stira to approve the contract with Cummins, the planned equipment maintenance agreement covering our generators with Cummins Bridgeway in the amount of $989.73. Any further discussion on that?
No, I see they have an automatic renewal, but again, we do want to look at it every year.
Yeah, that third page really covers everything.
For a period of 1 year, right?
Yes.
Expiring 5/31 of 2017.
Yes.
It'll be under the one time per year, not the monthly or quarterly.
Yep. That's what we did last year.
And when I contact her, I'll ask her to notify us. I'm sure that's what they did this time, but they went through that to notify us like a month in advance of expiration, so we can act on it before it expires next time around. Okay. So we've got a motion and a second. No further discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment again. Public comment? Okay. Anything else to bring before the board tonight? Tom, do you have anything?
Not.
Ryan?
I just want to thank you all for voting me in for the remainder of that term. Thank you.
And welcome aboard.
Had to let the head man, you know, I graduated with all his kids. Kind of at the same time.
Ruth?
Just that tax collection has started and they're coming in like crazy now all of a sudden. There's a pile of mail on my desk when I came in this afternoon.
And paperwork to reckon with as far as reimbursements for some personal property tax, maybe.
Which I passed on to our CPA because it's a very complicated form. We've had a loss this year, over 19 million in assessed value. So there's a form that we knew this year that we have to fill out, and it's very complicated. The assessor doesn't understand it. I talked to Roger Evers at Equalization, and he said he and us were having a hard time with it too. So our CPA has it. I emailed everything over to her, and they are going to see what they can do with it.
Okay. Hopefully. Make some sense of it. And that reminds me, I have a question for you after the meeting. I don't have anything else. Shirley, do you?
Next meeting, August 4th.
Yes. Yeah, because of the election. That's Thursday. Dean?
No, quite.
I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Sierra, second by D. Cruz to adjourn. All those in favor?